guys, DeAndre7 here, and if you guys remember last week, I made two videos. One video was my overall reaction to the newest or the most recent Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer, while the other video was basically discussing more information about the Galarian forms, Morpeko, Team Yell, and the new rivals that would be appearing in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now in this video I'm going to be doing something a little different again. It's going to be tackling the more Pokemon Sword and Shield route because, you know, I noticed that
maybe I could get a little bit of views from the Pokemon Sword and Shield stuff.
since Sword and Shield is kind of trending, so I decided to make a video on my overall opinions of all the Pokemon that have been revealed so far. Do I love them? Do I hate them? Am I so-and-so about them? All of that's going to be discussed right now in this video, so I don't really have a catchphrase to say for that. I'm DeAndre7, and this is my opinion on all the Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield so far.
I need to think of a better title.
Now, the first Pokemon we're going to be discussing are the three starters, because, well, the starters are basically the most important Pokemon of the game besides the legendaries. So, the three Pokemon we're going to be discussing right now are Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. So the first Pokemon we're going to be discussing is Grookey. I don't really know how I feel about Grookey. Grookey's just kind of it's kind of 50-50 for me because Grookey, the coloring is weird and the design is weird. I don't really know how I feel about it. I do like monkey-related Pokemon, like, you know, the Chimchar line is a perfect example because, well, Monferno is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. But, I don't really know how I feel about Grookey, man, because, I don't know, it just hasn't really had a wow factor to me. So, the next Pokemon we're going to be talking about is the Fire Starter, Scorbunny. I actually really like this Pokemon. A lot of people hate it because they believe it's going to be a fire and fighting type, but I think Game Freak has learned their lesson about making fire and fighting Pokemon after having 3 fire and fighting types in a row. So I think Scorbunny will have a chance of being pure fire for this one because, I mean, if it's going to be a fire and fighting type, they're going to get a lot of backlash for it. I think it's going to be a pure fire type and maybe have a bunch of fighting type moves per se, but I'm not really here to discuss about what type it's going to be. I'm here to discuss my opinion on it. My opinion, I think it's a really cool looking Pokemon. I'm really digging its design. I like the coloring. White just goes really well with red, so I guess that's my overall opinion on it. It's a design that's not too much. It's not too much, but it's not too little, you know? It's like the perfect Pokemon for me, you know? Now, the next Pokemon we're going to be discussing is our boy Sobble. I don't really know how I feel about Sobble. Again, just like Grookey, it's kind of a 50-50 kind of feel. For one, I think Sobble is adorable, and then the other side of me is like Sobble's a little weird. I like chameleons, and if you guys don't know, Sobble is based off of chameleon, so that's kind of where I like Sobble, because it's like a cute little water type chameleon. I kind of like that about him. But then Sobble is just, its body proportions are just weird. I know chameleons usually have like those weird claw things, but I don't know, they just look really weird on Sobble. I don't know why. But, yeah, that's just my opinion on Sobble. It's just more of a 50-50 kind of thing for him. Now, you guys are probably wondering, who's my favorite out of the 3 starters? Grookey, Scorbunny, or Sobble? I actually don't know, because I, for one, don't really choose the starters from the bat. I like to wait until the final evolutions come out, so that way I can have my overall opinion, because for Sun and Moon, I was a big fan of Rowlet and Popplio, and I didn't like Litten because, well, I just don't really like most dog and cat Pokemon. And then Incineroar came out, and I hated it, but then I actually saw how he looked in the game, and I was like, okay, Incineroar looks cool. Decidueye is just a cool looking Pokemon. And then Primarina, I don't like how feministic it looks. Not feminist, but I don't really like how feminine it looks. Like, I like a Pokemon that looks gender neutral, in my opinion. I like a starter that's more gender neutral. Like, it can either be a male or a female. So that's why I was never really a fan of Primarina. if they were gonna do like a feminine looking Pokemon, I think they should have just done like a male form and a female form, kind of similar to Unfezant or something. I don't know. That's why I don't really like Primarina. Primarina is my least favorite of the three Alola starters, so that's why I'm waiting for the final evolutions for the Sword and Shield starters, because I don't want the same thing, you know, me liking Scorbunny the most and then all of a sudden it's like some weird Diggersby looking thing.
Looking like Big Chungus.
Now we're going to be discussing the box art legendaries, Zacian and Zamazenta. Now my opinion on Zacian, I actually like Zacian more than Zamazenta. One, because it's not as over-designed as Zamazenta, I feel, and I actually prefer attacking Pokemon more than defensive Pokemon. I prefer offense over defense. So of course I'm going to like Zacian, the more offensive Pokemon, then I prefer Zamazenta, the more defensive approach. So of course I'm going to be choosing Sword for my main playthrough, and maybe I'll pick up Shield sometime later next year, or maybe, I don't know. But I definitely do like Zacian more than Zamazenta. Zamazenta, as I said, I feel like it's too over-designed, and it looks... I don't know, my problem with the legendaries is that they look too much alike. So I guess that's why, and I prefer the more... I prefer the less designed Pokemon over the more over-designed ones, so I guess that's where it falls under. Oh, Gossifleur. When I first saw Gossifleur, I thought it was a pretty cool Pokemon. I thought it was actually going to be a grass and fire type, mainly because it kind of reminded me of some type of pepper, like a jalapeno pepper or something like that. But only to find out that it's just pure grass, and I got disappointed. And now that I look at it again, it kind of resembles a Flabébé Flower Girl-like thing, and I don't really catch those Pokemon. I only caught Flabébé as the main Flower Girl because, you know, I really love Flabébe's evolution line, and the fact that this Pokemon disappointed me makes me kind of dislike it. I don't hate it, but I just don't really care about it. So, yeah, Gossifleur, you suck. But Gossifleur does evolve into Eldegoss, and again, just like Gossifleur, Eldegoss kind of gives me Jumpluff vibes, but I guess it's because they're both based off of dandelions, so that's why I'm not really a fan of Gossifleur or its evolution Eldegoss. So yeah, they're just kind of Pokemon that are just there. I don't really care about them. Next Pokemon we're going to be talking about is Wooloo. I actually really like Wooloo. I think it is an adorable Pokemon. It's not a Pokemon that I would particularly catch, because, you know, I'm more of the, hey, I like cool looking Pokemon, you know? But Wooloo's an adorable Pokemon, so that's basically my opinion on it. It's an adorable being. Now, one of my most favorite Pokemon that have been revealed so far is Corviknight. I really love this Pokemon, and I love the fact that it's a Flying and Steel type, because I feel like what was missing from the regional birds for Toucan is that, you know, I felt disappointed with Toucan because we went from Talonflame, which was a fire and flying type, and we go to Gen 7, and Toucan is a normal and flying? Like, come on, they could have at least made it, I don't know, fighting and flying, because, it can learn Brick Break and stuff. Now we have Corviknight that's flying and steel, and I'm at a loss for words, because this Pokemon just looks awesome. Like, everything about it is awesome. Its name is awesome. It's based on a raven. It's based... I was about to say it's based on a Flying and Steel. It's a Flying and Steel type, which is a pretty cool typing. I don't think we had a Flying and Steel type since Skarmory. So it's good that we have another one to compete against Skarmory. I love Corviknight's design. My opinion on its Gigantamax form, however, probably my least favorite, because, it just looks like a regular Corviknight with its wings spread out. I'm sorry. The only thing that's different about it is the fact that it has, like, these glowing feathers under its wings and stuff. It's not really that impressive to me. Now, another Pokemon that I really like is Dreadnought. Now, if you guys don't know, which I'm pretty sure I never mentioned this before, but one of my favorite reptiles of all time, well, it is my favorite reptile of all time, in fact, is the alligator snapping turtle, and the fact that Dreadnought is based off of an alligator snapping turtle, well, it looks like it's based off an alligator snapping turtle at least, makes me really love it. I might use this Pokemon as my main, I was about to say my main fire, my main water type on this team if I don't choose Sobble. So, yeah, that's basically my whole opinion for Dreadnought. But the only thing that disappoints me about Dreadnought is that when it was first revealed, I thought it was a water and dragon type. Because, I mean, a water and dragon type snapping turtle is, just the thought of it is awesome. But then it was just a water and rock type, which is 2 times weak against grass, so that'll have some trouble there. But I don't care. I love this thing. I'm a little iffy about its Gigantamax form. Like, what is that? I really don't know what that is. Like, I can't even see out of its shell. Like, I don't know. It's got chin on its chin. Alcremie, next Pokemon. I don't really like it that much. It kind of just looks like a better version of Slurpuff, which makes me hate it even more because Slurpuff is actually one of my favorite Pokemon. It's actually one of the most unpopular Pokemon that I actually like. But Alcremie just gives me Slurpuff vibes, and I mean, we already had Slurpuff, so I guess that's my opinion on Alcremie. But I can't say the same for its Gigantamax form. This is my most favorite of all the Gigantamax forms revealed so far because, I mean, it just looks delicious. Like, for my 21st birthday, I'm 18 by now, so like 3 years later, I really hope I'm doing my math right. I really hope that my cake looks like, I don't know where I'm going to put Alcremie on the screen. I don't know where I'm going to put any of these Pokemon on the screen. I haven't thought about that. We're going to put Alcremie right here. Alcremie, I want my cake to look like that, alright? Anyone who's a baker out there, make this cake for me. I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care if you're in frickin' Antarctica, for crying out loud. Make me this cake, alright? It has to look exactly like Gigantamax Alcremie, because every time I look at that, I just want to eat it. And I love how ridiculously tall it is. Now, the next Pokemon I'm going to be talking about is Yamper. I kind of knew we were going to get a Corgi Pokemon, because, I mean, other than Bulldogs, Corgis are pretty popular in the UK. But I wasn't expecting it to be an electric type. And if you guys don't know, electric is my favorite type of all time. So when I first heard there was going to be a Corgi Pokemon, like a lot of people were talking about the Corgi Pokemon, I was like, okay, it's probably just going to be a normal type. I don't really care for it. And then I saw it up close, and it was an electric type. And I was like, this has to be my electric type on my team. So I'm absolutely in love with Yamper. Alright, Yamper, like, I want to give it a big hug. Like, I just want to squeeze the ever-loving electricity out of it. Now, this Pokemon hasn't been officially revealed by the Pokemon Company, but the next one is, I think it's called Impidimp, and it's like the first dark fairy type, and I'm just not really a fan of it. It just looks like it looks like a low-budget Galarian Sableye. I'll put a picture of it if I can. There's not really that many pictures out there because it hasn't been officially revealed yet. I don't know why, but I don't know. When I first saw it, I'm just like, what the heck is that? That doesn't even look like a Pokemon. That just looks like Satan disguised as a Pokemon. Next Pokemon is Roly-Poly. Now, when I first saw this Pokemon, like when I first saw the actual artwork, I was like, this Pokemon's alright. But then I noticed that the thing that moves under it is like a wheel, and I was like, yo, I might actually catch this Pokemon if it evolves into something cool at least. Now, a lot of PokeTubers are speculating that it might evolve into like a steam engine type Pokemon, which, I mean, I'm all up for, because we have yet to have a trained Pokemon, and I am dying to have a trained Pokemon, alright? Now, when I first saw Roly-Poly, I thought it was just, like kind of like the Geodude or Rock and Roll of the Galar region. But then, when I saw it actually in, like, actual game footage of it roaming around a little cave, I was like, yo, I might actually catch one of these. So, I might give Roly-Poly a chance, and plus, I just love the name Roly-Poly. That just rolls off the tongue. Now, this was a Pokemon that I wasn't exactly a fan of, but now it's turned into one of my favorite Pokemon revealed so far, and that is Duraludon. And supposedly, this might be the pseudo-legendary, considering it was facing off against Tyranitar, which means it must be pretty late in the game if Duraludon is actually fighting a pseudo-legendary like Tyranitar. So I think Duraludon is the pseudo-legendary of this region, and at first I wasn't really a fan of its design, but then I took a look at it a lot more, and then I noticed that, you know, Tyranitar is based off of, well, it's essentially based off of Godzilla. Maybe the fact that Duraludon is fighting against Tyranitar is a reference to Godzilla fighting against Mechagodzilla. And if you guys don't know, I recently got into the Godzilla series, and, you know, I now know, like, a lot of stuff about most of the kaiju, like Rodan, Mothra, like all the popular monsters and stuff like that, and a few minor ones like Hedorah, Baragon, and all that. And one of my most favorite ones, one of my top 5 at least, is Mechagodzilla, probably number 5, or nah, I'll give him a number 6 because Destroya. I like Destroya a lot more than him. But anyway, I'm getting off track. This isn't a Godzilla video. Duraludon, I actually really like it because Duraludon might be based off of Mechagodzilla, so I might catch one of these. This might be like the additional member, because, you know, I usually get an electric type, a flying type, then, you know, the 3 starting types, and I usually get like a trump card Pokemon, you know, kind of like a, you know, a rock type, a bug type, steel type, whatever. And the fact that it's a steel and dragon, it's the second steel and dragon, actually, because, well, at first I never noticed this, but Dialga has always been the only steel and dragon type before Duraludon, so I think it's really cool that we finally have a non-legendary steel and dragon type for once. And if it actually is the pseudo-legendary, I might consider catching it. It just depends on, I don't know, it just depends on its pre-evolutions, because we know it's going to be a final evolution. I mean, come on. Now, the next Pokemon I'm going to be discussing about is Weezingdome, Galarian Weezing himself. It's just a meme Pokemon for me. It gives me Alolan Exeggutor vibes. I don't really care. I honestly really don't care for it. So, that's all I have to say about it. I just don't care. I do like the fact that it's a poison and fairy type, because a lot of people were hoping to get a regional variant for coughing and wheezing that are, you know, essentially good for the environment, but also bad for the environment at the same time. Like, they spew out clean air from the little chimney hats, and then the little facial hairs and stuff around it is supposed to be really toxic. It's kind of like a defense mechanism of them. But, again, I find the concept cool, but I don't think I'm going to be using this Pokemon. I think I'm only going to be catching it for the Pokedex and stuff. Next Pokemon I'm going to be talking about is Galarian Zigzagoon. I actually really like this design a lot more than the original Zigzagoon. And the thing I find cool about this adorable being is that it's confirmed by the Pokemon Company themselves on the official Pokemon website that it's the oldest branch. It's the oldest branch of Zigzagoon, meaning that the Hoenn Zigzagoon is the regional form, while the Zigzagoon that we know, the Galarian Zigzagoon, is actually the original Zigzagoon, which I find really cool how we're having all this lore for the regional variants. It's kind of like how to the Alolans, the Alolan Exeggutor is in fact the original Exeggutor, which I don't know if a lot of people know about that, but in my opinion, I think that's true. I think it actually is the original Exeggutor, so I find it cool how we have a Pokemon that's actually officially revealed to be the original, like the original variant that's actually it's actually the official version of Zigzagoon. So I like that about him, and it's just adorable. I don't see myself catching it, but it's an adorable bean. Now, the next Pokemon I'm going to be talking about is Galarian Linoon, the evolution of Zigzagoon. I like how both Galarian, Zigzagoon, and Linoon are essentially based off of badgers, and their behavior are similar to badgers, and their design, like the face masks and stuff, they're essentially supposed to be references to the band Kiss, so I find that pretty cool. I didn't notice that before until a bunch of PokeTubers and a lot of you people in the YouTube comments of my reaction to the Sword and Shield trailer, the recent Sword and Shield trailer, actually pointed out that they're supposed to be references to Kiss. So thank you guys for letting me know about that. I never noticed that, and I don't think I ever would if you guys hadn't notified me about that. No, originally I was like, okay, Galarian Zigzagoon, Galarian Linoon, they're alright. And then I noticed that it's a cross-gen evolution. Obstagoon. Now, if you guys don't know what a cross-gen evolution is, that's what I don't know if that's like the official name for them, but I call them cross-gen evolutions because, well, they come from one gen and then they evolve in the next gen. So, Electabuzz evolving into Electivire, Magmar evolving into Magmortar, Piloswine evolving into Mamoswine, you know, those Pokemon. So I actually like that we're having another cross-gen evolution being Obstagoon. Now, the name is kind of dumb. It's cool but dumb at the same time. Kind of sounds like a Ben 10 alien name, but I like how it literally looks like a badger and Gene Simmons. It's a badger in Gene Simmons' love child. Like that's what Obstagoon is. And the last Pokemon that we're going to be discussing is Morpeko. Now, I for one actually like the Pikachu clones because, you know, Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon of all time because I really like rodents and stuff. And I like how we have a hamster Pokemon. We have Morpeko, and I love its new ability. I love its new move. I don't know, I'm tied between Yamper and Morpeko as being my main electric type because, I mean, an electric and dark type, it's the first electric and dark type, if you guys didn't know that, and its new move is cool. I think it's called Aura Wheel. Yeah, Aura Wheel, where it activates its Hunger Switch, and the Aura Wheel move becomes a dark type. It goes from electric to dark type, and then the full body mode, the full belly mode, full body mode, the full belly mode of Morpeko turns into the hangry mode, which I love how they're calling it the hangry mode. So I really love Morpeko's design. So I love the design, the concept of it, and everything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my overall opinion on every single Pokemon revealed so far for Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys want more videos like this, more PokeTuber-like videos like this, make sure you guys leave a like. Smack the like button. And comment down below for what other Pokemon videos you want me to make. Do you guys want me to make top 10 videos? Do you guys want me to make my opinions on every single Pokemon in like a video? Like, let's say I do like a Pokemon video where I'm discussing the behavior and the characteristics of the Venusaur line, and then the next video is like kind of like that. Kind of like it's kind of like the One Integral's Pokemon Origins kind of series where, you know, he went over like what every Pokemon's based off of and all that. I kind of want to do something similar to that. I am planning on doing Pokemon POVs, which if you guys don't know what a Pokemon POV is, basically it's inspired by Altiori, which shout out to her, by the way. She made these videos where basically she made these POV theories, like how to train your dragons and stuff. It's basically what, let's say what Toothless, what Godzilla were thinking while the whole movie was happening. What were they doing before the events of the movies happen, and how they see the movie through their mind. So I kind of want to make one where it centers around Ash's Pikachu, where it's what was Pikachu doing before he met Ash, and how did he perceive the events of Pokemon I Choose You, the episode, not the movie, through his mind. How did he perceive it through his point of view? So I'm planning on doing Pokemon POVs, and if those do well, I actually am going to be bringing Pokemon Adventures back. You guys remember Pokemon Gold and Silver Adventures? And I'm going to also be bringing back a show that never actually got released because Microsoft Office is stupid. Secrets to Eon, because all my progress got deleted by Microsoft because, you know, oh, your storage is full and you have to pay another 50 to 60 bucks or whatever, or however much they're paying. I don't really care. I screw Microsoft. The only Microsoft thing I like is the Surface Pro 3 and OneNote. But anyways, my reveal / rant there is done. It's over. Also subscribe to my channel. I'm not just going to be making these types of videos, but I'm going to ask for your help. Do you guys think I should be continuing doing all like these videos, like doing the Too Cool for School, doing the Reddit videos, or should I just move all the way into PokeTuber channels? Should I just become one big PokeTuber channel, just solely Pokemon related videos? I want you guys to leave your comments down below and let me know what you guys think. So I'll see you guys next time. DeAndre7.